Let's learn about clipping masks. So a clipping mask allows you to mask out or choose an area that you want to replace or overlay with another image or another layer. And so over here I've taken my sunglasses and I've masked them out. These green things that you see here are selecting that area. And on top of that I have this photo of mountains. And I can take that photo and I can move it anywhere within that mask, and it really only stays in that one area, or those two, since I masked out two different things. So I'll show you how to do that. As with anything, we're going to work on a new canvas, so hit the plus, and then I like to work on screen size, whatever that is. We can leave the background color black, or we can change that if we'd like to. I always try to make it easier on my eye by switching to something not literally white. And then we're going to choose our photo, and it should be something where we have a replaceable area. So I'm going to work on this photo of a television. I can full screen this if I'd like to, so you're welcome to do that, but it's just not necessary for this. It's just got to be large enough that your area is easy for you to mask out. Now we're going to go into the layers, and to give ourselves a bit of insurance, we're going to swipe that to the left and we're going to lock it. And locking means that I cannot draw on this layer. If I try, it'll tell me that it is locked. So you can't accidentally mess up your photo. If you work on this layer, nothing will happen. So masking works by selecting an area, filling it in to say this is the area I want. So you can draw that area in, like I can take my pen right now. I'm going to go into the basics and into here, and whatever I draw, that's the area we're going to stick to. So you can figure out the area and draw it in, so that's one simple way to do it. I'm going to be a little bit more purposeful because a lot of areas are going to be more detailed than this, and show you how to do it. So we're going to select our area. And for this process, you want to go into Freehand, Add, and I like to turn on Color Fill. Color Fill is going to fill whatever area I do up with the color I have at the top. So if I draw a heart, you can see those little lines appear, and again I click back on my starting point, which is that gray dot. I will make a lovely little heart and it'll fill that in for me. Remember, in select mode, we do not have access to our undo and redo buttons, so we go back to gestures, 2 fingers for undo, 3 fingers for redo. I'm going to fill this area over here. There's a lot of nice round corners, but there's also some easy kind of angled straight areas that I can do by just clicking with my pen. And this is also a great tool for if you don't have a stylus. It's just a lot more accessible than trying to draw in those areas. It's hard for me to tell here what's shadow, so I'm just going to give it my best guess, go kind of close to the orange at the bottom. And what's nice about a clipping mask is I can always adjust it because I'm not working directly on that layer. If I decide later I want to add more or change the shape of it, it's super doable. So here you can see my entire screen is pink. I'm in the select mode. If I mess up, then I can clean that up if I want to. I'm going to go into my eraser now and see if there's any areas I want to clean, like right here. So very easy to adjust that shape. Now, this is my mask area. So if you want to keep organized, I like to name it. So I'm just going to rename that my mask for the TV. But that's again just to stay organized. This layer you're not really going to do anything with, but it can be changed at any point. What's actually important now is you can add a layer on top of it. or you can insert a photo. I like to add a layer on top just to remember. I'm going to go add my photo. So in our actions, the wrench tool, hit add and insert your photo. You can decide what you'd want on whatever you're replacing. I'm going to pick this picture of flowers. I like flowers. And you can see that all that's here right now is your photo. It looks like nothing, it's not stuck inside the TV yet. You want to make sure that this photo is larger than the area you masked out. So that pink stuff I have is completely covered. If my photo is too small, those pink areas will still show up. So I need to cover that up. I don't want to cut off anything yet because if I cut it off, it's gone forever. I don't have access to it unless I know I want it to be that big. So now I'm going to go into my layers once that's kind of blocking everything. I'm going to click on that photo I just added. Notice that it appeared in our layer 3. If you don't do that, photos automatically populate in their own layer, so it's fine. I'm going to click on the image itself and go down here. One of the bottom half options says mask, and then under that is clipping mask. Very important that you choose clipping mask. So now that it's set to clipping mask, you can see this tiny subtle little arrow pointing down. It means I'm looking at this layer, so it's only stuck to this pink area. Now it looks like it's cut off, but I still have access to the whole photo. So if I go back into this arrow, the transform button, I can move this all around. I can twist it and it just stays in there. I can also add a layer on top. And if I draw, I'll switch colors so you can see this is completely different. If I draw on here, now it goes outside of the bounds. If I go here and click on it and also hit clipping mask, because this one is pointing down, it's also going to just go to whatever the next layer that isn't pointing down is. So it is also just within that mask. I can also move my drawing around now. And again, it's only sticking into that one area. I can change the size, I can move it around, I can affect it however I want to. There are some limitations, but this is a super powerful tool for working within one area. And that is how you do a clipping mask.